Good morning, dosto. Welcome to Cyril Sociology. Today's topic is ecofeminism. Ecofeminism is a philosophical and social movement that combines ecological concerns with feminist principles. It explores the interconnectedness of the oppression of women and exploitation of nature, arguing that both stem from similar root causes and should be addressed together. At its core, ecofeminism recognizes that both women and nature have historically been marginalized and exploited and advocates for the liberation of both. It critiques the dominant worldview that sees nature and women as objects to be dominated and controlled by patriarchal systems. Ecofeminism emphasizes the importance of understanding and valuing the contribution of women in environmental sustainability and conservation efforts. Women have been at the forefront of grassroots movements advocating for environmental justice, conservation, and sustainable practices. For instance, the Chipko movement in India, led by women, involved hugging trees to prevent deforestation and protect their communities' livelihoods. Throughout history, women have been responsible for gathering food, tending to crops, and managing natural resources. Their close connection to nature has given them unique insights into environmental preservation and sustainability. They have knowledge about sustainable agricultural practices, herbal medicine, and conservation techniques that have been passed down through generations. By recognizing and valuing these practices, ecofeminism promotes the idea that women's voice and wisdom are crucial for addressing ecological challenges. Friends, as I just told you that in many developing countries, women are responsible for the collection of water, fuel, and food, which requires them to have a deep connection with the natural environment. When ecosystems are degraded due to deforestation or pollution, it adversely affects women's daily lives and their ability to fulfill their caregiving responsibilities. Ecofeminism recognizes the importance of addressing these environmental issues to protect women's well being and their role as caregivers and providers. Ecofeminism also highlights the importance of feminine perspectives and values in creating a more sustainable and just society. It challenges the dominant patriarchal worldview that often prioritizes dominance, exploitation, and objectification. It emphasizes the importance of valuing feminine qualities and perspectives such as nurturing, cooperation, and interconnectedness. These qualities can offer alternative approaches to environmental problem solving. Another aspect of ecofeminism is the critique of the commodification and exploitation of nature. It argues against the objectification and commercialization of natural resources, highlighting how these practices disproportionately harm marginalized communities, including women. For instance, the extraction of natural resources like minerals or logging often leads to the displacement of indigenous communities who have a deep connection and dependency on the land. Ecofeminism seeks to challenge such practices and advocate for more sustainable and equitable ways of interacting with nature. Ecofeminism also draws attention to the violence against women and the environment. It acknowledges that the same systems that perpetuate violence against women also contribute to the degradation and destruction of the natural world. For instance, industries that pollute water sources or engage in deforestation unduly impact women who rely on these resources for their daily needs. Furthermore, ecofeminism promotes the idea of nature as sacred and emphasizes the need for ecological spirituality. It rejects the notion of nature as a mere resource to be exploited, and it advocates for a more harmonious relationship with the natural world. A vibrant example is the Chipko movement in India, where women hugged trees to prevent their felling, drawing attention to the importance of preserving forest and respecting nature. Further, ecofeminism encourages women's participation in environmental activism and the development of ecocentric policies. It recognizes the agency of women in addressing environmental challenges and advocates for their inclusion in decision making processes. Many grassroots movements led by women have emerged addressing issues like deforestation, land rights, water pollution, and sustainable development. For example, Wangari Maathai, the founder of the Green Belt movement, mobilized rural Kenyan women to plant trees and combat deforestation, empowering them while restoring the environment. Ecofeminism also emphasizes the need for alternative models of development that challenge the dominant growth oriented economic systems. Concepts like sufficiency economy and degrowth, community based economies, and reduced consumption promote sustainable practices. These ideas reject the idea that continuous economic growth is the only path to progress, recognizing the limits of the earth resources and the negative impacts of overconsumption. So, finally, in a nutshell, ecofeminism is a multifaceted concept that recognizes the interconnectedness of gender inequality and environmental degradation. It aims to challenge patriarchal systems, promote care ethics, and advocate for a more sustainable and just society. By understanding the interplay between gender and the environment, ecofeminism offers valuable insights and solutions for building a more equitable and environmentally conscious world. So, this is for today, friends. Have a nice day. Thank you. Jai Hind.